something really, really cool is if you're personally a person of level 1 depth, say you're a person of level 1 depth, and you own all of yourself, and you get to be in connection with a being who is 4 to 5 levels deep, and they own all of themselves. But you start to believe the things that someone who is, say, level 5 deep and they've created success in their life. You start to believe those. So you start to create things on your level 5, even though you're only a level, what did I say? It was some smaller number. So you only have access, I think I said level 3. The first person. You only have access to, say, 3 levels. You're friends with somebody who's the high amounts, and then the next person who is in the 5, say the 5. You become friends with them. The person who's a 5 amount, they do not live for themselves though, because the first 2 live for themselves fully. The person who's a 5 doesn't live for themselves. They're very attachy. So now you start to hang around them and believe some of the systems that they have been utilizing. And because they're an attachy type of person, they're a person who relies on their community and everything, they're getting success in that area of their life because they literally have an entire community to draw from. But you are a person who lives for yourself. You have a completely different mentality. You want different long-term visions, but because you get somebody who's a level 5 and they're creating success and you like them, they seem very charismatic, whatever the case may be, but they have an entire community to draw on. So now you start taking on their behaviors. Like you still live for yourself, but you program them in your own head. Okay? You program them in your own head. And because they're very much like this, you start to become like that because of the mentalities that they're teaching you, right? Mentor, whoever you're looking towards, their mentality and so forth. You won't be able to get anything out of that. You'll try and glean everything that you can from it. You'll try and you cannot actually receive fruit from it. You cannot receive wealth from it, because every time that you do, you're mixing yourself, because you have this person on level 5 that is making you and now have all of these systems of people sharing with you. So now your ideas become very different. You change and you're not doing things for yourself anymore. Eventually, over time, you will become like the level 5 person, and you will never be able to talk to the person who's level 40 something again, who is living for themselves. So wow, okay, so this is why, even if you cannot bring forward the cash towards me to pay for my services today, better you listen to my videos and work with what I do share for you until the time that you can implement these things in your life in the next 1 year, 5 years, even 10 years, if that's what it takes for you to really solidify it and actually act on all of the opportunities that come in front of you. Depending on how quickly you make those decisions and how firmly you make them will depend on if you can actually implement it quicker. So you're the one that can speed up time. But here's the thing. If you decide to go get somebody who is a different level, you will start to tune to them because you'll be believing what they're saying and all of these things. And or you'll give them a shorter term investment, which is you work with them for a year, you spend a chunk of change with them because it is a different price point, and you're like, okay, well, I can work with that one. You know, working with her, I get one conversation with her, or I can work with this other person for 8-10 months or whatever the case may be, and only get one conversation with her. I want you to understand, by me showing you and giving you beliefs, you can foundationally continue to create yourself, to be yourself for yourself. And if you now decide to go and take somebody up that has different principles that are community based and not based on billions on trillions of dollars and high ownership and high self-worth, even if they talk similar jargon, but their internal systems aren't aligned, and they're just really good at hiding it from you because you're level 3, they're level 5. You will never know until you become level 5 if it actually agrees with what your level 3 was. So you'll go all the way, you'll spend 5, so many, maybe even more years, tune your whole system to level 5, and you'll either become somebody you didn't like to be, and then you have to revert and change back and become someone who lives for yourself. So that's now taking you at least well over 10 years to revert back. Or you can just stay on the path and continue to do each and everything by yourself. Learn how to do things. It's better that you take and you make every brick in the road, because if you are pulling things from other people's mentalities and or reacting to other people's energy, then you start to absorb those things as something that you consistently pay attention to. So if you get people that you disagree with in your energy, you'll constantly be like fighting those things, unless you learn to become to a certain level like myself, where you can hear these things all the time and they pass you by, and you can sense who's what and who's who. If you go into it, then the more you pay attention to it, the more that you become like that. So you just get to the place where when you're at this specific place, if you build yourself like this from day one, you can truly stay to yourself and be extremely successful. And the most important thing that you know is you can borrow things from anywhere and anyone in this entire universe, but then when you borrow one thing, you start to borrow more from them, because the more that you borrow from them, the more you become like them. Your energy becomes attracted to their energy, and it becomes this magnetism. The more that you do it on, the more that the principles that you absorb, you'll notice that you change and evolve this way. If you believe them, then you start to just download more frequently and more often these things and implement them into these finite growth places within inside of you. And when you have certain types of belief systems inside of you, if you don't agree with it, it'll take you backwards, because you'll be fighting them, and the more you fight them, the more that you're actually propagating them, the more that you're actually creating value to these arguments. You literally change so many things in your life. Your foundational belief systems, you can change everything. Now, this is a great value when people truly live for themselves. Like literally, you live for yourself and you're in business with nobody. Then you can look at these things and look at each individual thing. You can be around people that are of completely different cultures and mentalities, and not really be in any arguments with anybody for any reason, because you're you understand yourself, and everything becomes very transactional. It's like you pick it up or you don't. You know, you learn how to walk by things that are highly tempting, energy wise. But when it comes to when you live for other people, you automatically just connect, kind of like one of those like snap poses, like it just goes in and connects in, right? But when you live for yourself and you create that as your own segment of living, then you change that you just don't automatically connect to it, you just go through. So it's a very valuable, very, very valuable aspect that you can have. Yeah, building yourself correctly is not an easy task, but it's better that you hold off and be with someone that you can agree with than to be with someone that will, you know, do in the meantime, first of all, and second of all, if they don't have the long-term results that you want, be very you can, you know, look at the both of them and compare them, but the better way to go about things is to truly just make sure when you truly are attracted to someone that that's the person that you end up going with when it comes to any kind of teaching. When it comes to the internal stuff, that's really, really important for you, because if you don't do that, you can really download some really, really crazy things in this life. And I want you to get the best, whoever you are, wherever you are. This life, next life, getting the best is what I want for myself, so I'm gonna want it for you too. But I can't warn you, I can't assist you unless you're paying me, and that's just a self-worth thing. So as you are, be well. I shall take you with me outside. Just know everything that you see is in your long-term direction. It's so important to look past this life. If you can look past this life and see what this one will take you into the next one, that is a valuable asset, very valuable. So make your choices wisely, because as you choose today, as a conscious being as you are, you will create more and more value, more and more powerful foundations to make decisions that might seem simple to you today, but actually change your entire soul's direction long term. My name is ENYELAH Browning Taylor. It's always a pleasure. You can only find me one place, ENYELAH.